Welcome to Dorman Products installation video for our OE Fix flexible fuel lines. These fuel lines were designed as an easier-to-install alternative to conventional preformed or bend-in-place metal fuel lines. Each set is manufactured to the correct length for a specific vehicle application and pre-assembled with factory-style connectors. It is absolutely critical that the new fuel lines use the original routing and attachment points throughout the vehicle to ensure a proper installation. Never attach flexible fuel lines to the exhaust system, drive shafts, or any other dangerous components. We're installing these lines on a 2004 GMC Sierra 2500 pickup. The procedure may vary slightly for other vehicles. This installation is considered medium difficulty and may take 2 to 3 hours to perform. Disconnect the battery to disable the electrical system, then safely relieve pressure from the fuel system. Prepare to disassemble the fuel line connectors by spraying penetrating solvent. Use a pry tool to open the plastic fuel line retainers along the chassis. You may want to cut the original fuel lines into smaller sections using shears to simplify removal, but be aware that there will be residual fuel in the lines. Release the fuel lines from their connectors at the fuel tank and remove them from the vehicle. In some vehicles, such as this four-wheel drive truck, you may need to remove the front drive shaft to access the fuel lines between the engine compartment and forward portion of the chassis. With the drive shaft out of the way, remove any remaining clips and brackets securing the lines to the chassis. Disconnect the fuel lines from their connectors under the hood and remove them from the vehicle. Feed the new fuel lines to the engine compartment from below using the original routing. Connect the new fuel lines to their connectors on the fuel rail at the engine. Mark either the fuel supply or fuel vapor line so that the new lines get installed correctly at the fuel tank. Route the fuel lines along the chassis following the original path, securing them to the existing mounting holes in the frame using the new brackets supplied in the kit. Connect the new fuel lines to the appropriate connectors at the fuel tank. Reinstall the drive front shaft if you had to remove it. Then reconnect the battery. Be aware the vehicle will need to crank longer than normal on its first start to remove air from the fuel supply line. If at any point you have issues, the Dorman Technical Support team is standing by to help.